some are sounding the alarm on a so-called solar superstorm.
Did you know that Earth was hit by a massive solar storm 14,300 years ago? It was 10 times stronger than anything we've ever seen in modern times, and it could happen again. That's why watching this video could be a smart move for your future. Who knows, it might even save your life someday. Okay, perhaps that's a bit of an exaggeration, but stranger things have happened. You never know. Now, let's get started. You know the sun, right? That big ball of fire up there? Well, it's not always cool, calm and collected. Sometimes it decides to throw a little tantrum. Imagine massive bursts of plasma and radiation shooting out. Well, we call them solar flares and coronal mass ejections. It's like the sun's way of saying, look at me! These bursts send ripples through space, and guess what? Earth isn't spared from the show. When these space tantrums hit us, they bring us gorgeous light displays known as auroras. But these natural beauties are not just for admiration, they can also be problematic. They mess with our communication systems, give GPS signals a little brain freeze, confuse satellites, and they're even known to play pranks on power grids. And as if that's not enough, they sometimes mess with our electronic devices. The most famous example of a solar storm hitting Earth is the Carrington event in 1859. This was a massive solar flare that caused telegraph wires to spark and catch fire. Auroras to be seen as far south as Cuba and Hawaii, and some people were even having tea parties with thoughts of doomsday. But wait for it, because what happened 14,300 years ago makes the Carrington event look like a spark on a matchstick. That's when Earth was hit by the largest ever detected solar storm. But how did they discover this ancient solar storm? Well, they looked for clues in nature's archives. Some old trees that were growing in the eroded banks of the JWST River near Gap in the southern French Alps. Imagine this. Ancient, wise trees that witnessed the sun's fury 14,300 years ago still standing there and telling their story. Each year a tree adds a new piece of wood around its trunk, forming a ring. The width and density of these rings hold the secrets of temperature, rainfall, sunlight, and even CO2 levels. But there's another factor that affects tree rings: cosmic rays. These are high-energy particles that come from outer space and crash into Earth's atmosphere. When they hit atoms in the air, they make new atoms of different elements, such as carbon-14. Carbon-14 is a radioactive form of carbon that plants suck up through photosynthesis and store in their tissues. By measuring how much carbon-14 is in tree rings, scientists can guess how much cosmic ray action there was in the past. Now here's where things get interesting. Not all cosmic rays are from outer space. Some of them are from our own sun. When the sun has a tantrum and throws out a solar storm, it also spits out a bunch of energetic particles that can reach Earth and boost the production of carbon-14 in the atmosphere. So in our case, scientists were tree detectives, searching for carbon-14 clues hidden in the tree rings to reveal the secrets of ancient solar storms. And what did they find? A carbon-14 spike of proportions, dating back 14,300 years. By cross-referencing this data with beryllium levels from Greenland ice cores, they confirmed it was a monstrous solar storm. But how big was this bad boy? Well, their calculations say it was twice as powerful as two ancient solar storms in 993 AD and 774 AD, and it was 10 times more powerful than the Carrington event. That means this solar storm was so strong that it could have caused auroras to be seen all over the world, even at the equator. And as for the electronics of the time, well, there weren't many to fry. Our ancestors dodged a solar bullet there. But what if we actually already... No, I'm not going there. Conspiracy theory alert, I'm done. But what if such a storm hit us today? Well, let's just say it would not be pretty. Imagine life without power, no lights, no fridge, no gaming console, and don't even think about streaming your favorite shows. Your phone, just a useless paperweight. GPS, say goodbye to finding your way anywhere. Massive blackouts, months-long disruptions, and let's not even get started on the economic toll. Looting, riots, and an all-round breakdown of order. It'd be like a zombie apocalypse, without zombies, but with a lot more, "Where's the Wi-Fi?" panic. But that's not all. Imagine this, you're an astronaut on a mission to Mars. You've been training for years and you're finally ready to go. You board your rocket, strap yourself in, and count down to launch. But just as you're about to blast off, you hear a loud bang. You look out the window and see a piece of metal flying towards you. It's a piece of an old satellite that was hit by a solar storm. It smashes into your rocket, ripping a hole in it. You feel the air rushing out and you start to panic. You try to abort the launch, but it's too late. The rocket explodes and you're gone. So solar storms might create a wall of junk around our planet that would prevent us from ever reaching the stars. And that would be a shame because there's so much more to discover out there. Sounds scary, right? Well, don't worry too much. The researchers say that such extreme solar storms are very rare. As far as we know, only 9 have occurred in the last 15,000 years, and we've never directly observed one with our modern instruments. However, we can't rely on our luck forever. The sun might have some tricks up its sleeve that could catch us off guard. That's why we need a plan B for the worst case scenario. You know, when the sun throws a solar surprise party that we didn't ask for. So how do we prepare for a solar tantrum? Well, we need some babysitters to watch over it. Telescopes and probes can help us observe and monitor the sun's activity and predict when a solar storm might occur. Simulations and models can also help us study how a solar storm interacts with the Earth's magnetic field and atmosphere. One of the latest missions to the sun is from India. To study the sun, India has sent a spacecraft into space. The spacecraft, called Aditya L1, will travel 1.5 million kilometers from the Earth. That's only 1% of the distance between us and the sun, then park itself in a sweet spot where it can keep an eye on the sun all the time and carry out scientific studies with its 7 instruments.
Because of the Earth's turning,
Yes.
the sun is always there, so we need to study the sun.
India's first solar mission is a big deal, especially since it came just days after India became the first country to land near the moon's south pole. Talk about being ambitious. We've made a video on this amazing achievement of India's space program, which you can watch later. Trust me, you don't want to miss it. But in case things get wild, we need some backup gear. Think of it as getting ready for a massive power outage. Extra food, water, and all the batteries you can find. Maybe a stash of candles and some good old-fashioned survival gear. Also, if you've got some solar panels, well, lucky you. You might be the only one with power when the sun goes berserk. But watch out, some people might come knocking on your door and they won't be nice. They might want to take your precious panels and use them for themselves. It's like that movie, War of the Worlds. You know, the one where Tom Cruise plays a divorced dad who has to protect his kids from an alien invasion? You know, the one with giant tripods that shoot death rays and destroy everything in their way? And also the one with people who try to get their car and threaten them with guns? Yeah, that movie. So be careful and stay safe. And remember, staying indoors and avoiding radiation is the new cool when the sun is having a bad day. So are you freaked out by the chance of a massive solar storm hitting us today? Or are you excited to see some awesome auroras in the sky? Let us know what you think in the comments below, and while you're at it, why don't you check out our channel? We have some amazing videos for you to watch. I'm not going to recommend any specific one right now because they are all top-notch quality. I'm just confident, guys. Just check them out. You won't regret it. But wait a second before you go, let me hit you with the classic line. Ready? Here it is. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, share it with your buddies, and hit that subscribe button with the bell icon. I know it's the usual YouTuber stuff, but it really helps our channel grow. Thanks for tuning in. Catch you next time with more awesome space videos.